Good evening, everyone. Today is Saturday, the 28th of February, the last day of February. As usual, we are here participating evening chanting to show our respect to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings. And one who is a noble, self-enlightened, the teacher of our gods and the humans, worthy of respect. And we are also taking this opportunity to reflect and practice in accordance with the teacher or the Buddha's instruction, how to understand our life and how to use this precious life skillfully for the benefit in this life, hereafter, and the ultimate, the attainment of Nibbana. As we know that according to the teachings of the Buddha, whatever we do, it gives results. If we do good, the results is good. If we do bad, results will be bad. And whoever causes it, they will be responsible for it. They have to accept the consequences of it. We are heir to the actions that we have performed. So it's in our hand to free ourselves or to be continued in the samsara and facing again and again this conflict after conflict. So this is a very good opportunity that we have born in a human flesh. All the limbs, all the body parts are fully functioning. Our brain is also fully functioning. And we know that what is good and what is bad. And in the meantime, we do understand that our life is very fragile. And our life is very short. So understanding that whatever life remained or left, every step that we take, we are using for our own happiness and paving the path towards the future happinesses, and which is also making causes that lead to the attainment of a Nibbana. That's why we all should not leave any time to regret, should not leave any time without pursuing ourselves in the path to practice and to understand our own self, this mind and the body. This is one of the essential part of the practice. If we are diligently practicing, we, the one who receives the benefit in this life and in life afters. So the Buddha said that Kalyanang va Kalyanang va papakang va. Whoever does a good thing, they will bear the good fruit. Whoever does the bad actions, they bear the bad results. And we don't have to chase, or we don't have to speak about someone else's bad actions. You don't want to be part of that pie. If you want to be part of that pie and using the abusive words and reacting to someone's bad actions, then you are getting that pie too. So rather than reacting to it, understanding the nature of existence, that this is how it works, and compassionately leave it aside and move on with a balanced mind. There is no justification for it. It's just what we do that defines. So today, from early morning, we were busy here at the center. Over 10 children, along with their parents, attended their retreat until 4 o'clock. We also had a special guest. The ex-teacher came and taught mindfulness on Metta Bhavana to children, which was very different flavor for our children. After lunch, all the children had an opportunity to share their experiences, and every one of them shared beautiful stories from the practice, and particularly from doing a walking meditation. As they walk along the woodlands and along the hills, they experience all the leaves are growing. They saw rabbits running, and they saw snowdrops coming up, and crocuses are blossoming, and able to see the far and wide distances with a blue sky. So everybody enjoyed that walk out in the nature, and a mindful walk really brought them cheerful and happy. So it was a wonderful moment that all the children learn how to meditate and a practice of a meditation. Now these meditation will help them to learn the skills for their life and able to deal with a different situation they are in. As we know that today there is a war brought in the Middle East, and we do not know the ending of it. So far there have been almost 10 wars within the 2 years of a time. And it brought closer and closer to even a more strange and uncertainty within our life. We cannot travel far, and in the meantime, living standard going to be massively affected due to the oil and the gas businesses and the air flights and all the ships traveling from one another. Although we are not directly affected by that war, but we are indirectly affected a lot. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, we cannot guarantee that that war will not come to next door. There's always a possibility of it. That even brings very close to the uncertainty of our life. We are in a vulnerable place. We are very vulnerable. So vulnerability is now just next to our door, next door to us. And this is why Buddha's teachings become even more important, even more valuable in this moment of the crisis. That really helps us to reflect that our life is very short, our life is very uncertain. So before it ends, we should make good thing for the better life ahead. And we never know that we are going to get this human life again. It is not easy to be born as a human life. As the Buddha also said many times, that the chance of becoming a human is very rare. Therefore, whatever time left, we need to work very hard to accumulate enough merit to reborn in good places. Further on, one of the very important factor during this time, that whatever news that we consume, rather than jump into the conclusion of it, we need to be very moderate and use wise investigation as much as possible, rather than jump into the conclusion and believing one way or another, one or this or that. Wise reflection is so important that the Buddha encouraged us to have it in every walks of our life, and that's known as Yoniso Manasikara or Dhamma Vicaya. So wise investigation. And this wise investigation so important that even can help to end some of the crisis that we are going through. The only matter that who is going to step out and will speak it up for the peace. And there was a story during the time of the Buddha. It happened that on one occasion the Titans and the celestial heavenly beings had a war. And there were a few seers meditating in the forest, having known that there is going to be a war between the Titans in the sea and the heavenly beings. They investigated and found that heavenly beings are more virtuous than the Titans in the ocean. But Titans in the oceans were more powerful and they are more dangerous and fearful. So having investigated their characters, then these seers traveled from the forest to see the head of these Titans in the sea as a missionary or as a messenger or ambassador of a peace. After they visited, they spoke about the war and its effects to the world. Further on, they also said that the heavenly beings are virtuous. You have a power to make it dangerous and fearful, or you can end it. But because of his fearfulness and dangerous, he did not stop. He wanted to go on a war. But somehow, on the night after seers have left, his mind was kept thinking of those words of these seers, making him woke up in the middle of the night a couple of times. So very early morning, as a result, they decided to stop the war. Now, having seen such an example, current war, it seems that it's going to be very difficult. There is no such seers who could communicate and able to stop it. Rather, it appears to be more increasing, and we never know who is the titans and who is the good ones. It's so difficult to identify, which is the reason why what we can do is to look into ourselves and checking our own ability to understand our own self, and knowing that our life is very fragile and we do not know how long do we have. So using this, whatever time left, living fruitfully, and not just entertaining our senses and entertaining with the wealth and the parties and so on, but thinking of afterlives, that what we will be, so that our life becomes not miserable here and not miserable hereafter. We will be happy here and hereafter. As the Buddha said, idanandati pechanandati katapunyo upayatanandati, which means a person who is entertained with the Dhamma in this life will be happy here and hereafter in both places. So we are here. This is what we are doing, using the time to accumulate merits. And this accumulation of a merit will help us to understand our own self, the uncertainty, and also understanding that this is not the end. Should there be the death tonight. So with that understanding, we will be able to move forward and will be happy whichever situation we are in. So that's why I'm so glad that we are continuing this practice regularly, and reflections and learning bit by bit, and practicing meditation.